starting a new series today, which will be a 4-part series, and we're going to walk through how it works. That's found on page 58 of the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. And I liken that to whenever you put something together, there is a set of instructions that come along in the box.
That's right.
And how it works is the instructions.
That's right.
And a lot of times, we want to go by the picture on the box rather than taking the time to read the instructions.
Wow.
And then we end up with all those screws left over, and we say those are just extras. And we wonder why the bike is shaking or the bookshelf is leaning, because we try to just look at the picture.
That's right.
Well, the picture tells you what it looks like when it's finished. The book doesn't tell you how to get there.
All right.
And that's what we need to know. And a lot of times we'll look at the brothers and the sisters who are clean and we'll say, I want that.
Yeah.
And then we'll start trying to do what they're doing today, rather than what they done when they first started. Y'all catch that?
Oh, yeah.
See, you can't look at what a recovering addict does today that has multiple years of clean time and model that. You got to say, man, what were you doing when you first got to the program? What were you doing when you had 2 or 3 months clean? Not what you were doing at 24 years clean like me or 20-something like Herman. No, our program will get you high.
That's right. That's right.
Our program will get you high.
That's right.
Because typically, most people in the therapeutic community, after multiple years of clean time, they're no longer working a traditional program.
That's right. That's right.
But when you first start off, you need to work a traditional program.
That's right. That's right.
You need to do 90 and 90. You need to be calling your sponsor every day.
Yeah.
You need to be in contact with your support system. You need to be giving back. You need to be doing some service work.
That's right.
But typically, people with double-digit years clean time, they have a whole other program going.
That's right.
So let's not look at the box.
Oh my.
Let's read the instructions.
Oh my.
Now, you know what stops us from doing that? Pride.
Right. Right.
I had an opportunity to practice this week, and I get to the lesson. My wife bought an office chair and brought it home, and I was already preparing for this lesson. And man, I looked at that box. I said, I know how to put this chair together. It went against everything in me as a man to read them instructions. But I didn't want to stand up here and not have the correct things to say. So my motivation was probably wrong, but I read them instructions and followed it. I really did. But probably the first time in my life that I followed the instructions, but I did. In the church sitting up there so pretty.
Wow.
And, we ain't killed ourselves or nothing.
Wow.
Probably because I read those instructions. But a lot of us, we don't read the instructions, do we?
That's right. Nah.
Because something on the inside of us says, I know how to do this.
Yeah.
And it's beneath me to read the instructions.
That's right.
That's why we've been trying to work this program our way, and we keep ending up in those sorted places, dealing with those sorted people. That's the way it says it in the book. But maybe this time we will follow the instructions. What are the instructions? They're real simple.
Yeah.
It just says on page 58 in the Big Book, rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. That's pretty simple, isn't it? And most things we do in life is about odds.
Okay.
We want to put ourselves in the best position to win, right?
Yeah.
almost in anything we do, if you're going to put a whole bunch of effort in, you kind of want to have a pretty good chance that the outcome is going to be in your favor.
That's right.
Well, what this is saying is that it's rare that they've seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. And NA text says it like this: they have never seen
That's right.
an addict relapse who was working the NA program.
That's right. That's right.
So NA says it's a 100% guarantee that I can stay clean.
That's right.
AA says rare.
Yeah.
Both of those are pretty good,
That's right.
especially when I done fallen off every time.
Yeah.
So I want some odds.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that if I'm going to do this, I need to know what is my chances of getting clean.
That's right.
You know, think about it. If you come in the program, maybe you like, man, I done fell off 1,900 times. What is my chances of staying clean? And they simply said to you, well, man, it's rare that we've seen a person fail that do what we say.
Right.
You would be like, well, okay,
Okay.
I'm going to do what you say
Yeah.
because I'm tired of hurting.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the book of James, chapter 4, verse 17, it says, whoever knows what is right to do and fails to do it, for him that sins. Whoever knows what is right to do and fails to do it, for him that sins. And what I was telling the women and the men this week was, let's not look for moral stuff. When we think about sin, we think about, moral sins and moral failure. No, disobedience is sin.
That's right.
Yeah, that's sin too, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Being told what to do and don't do it, that's sin.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And my mama used to say a hard head will make a soft behind. But she would say something else, but I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah.
That's what she would say.
That's right.
That your head is hard.
Yeah.
You don't believe fat meat greasy.
That's right.
That's an old country term. I don't exactly know what that means.
That's right.
But I knew it meant that a belt was coming if I didn't get in line.
Yeah.
Boy, you don't believe fat meat greasy.
Yeah.
That meant that she was toward the end.
That's
don't believe nothing.
And my grandfather would say, boy, I don't chew my cabbage twice.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I got a bunch of whoopings, so I figured that out. That meant that he didn't repeat himself. He was only going to say it once.
Right.
It's tough to get a whooping because you don't understand. Boy, I don't chew my cabbage twice. And you like 5, you like, cabbage twice.
Yeah.
So we know what to do because we've been told what to do.
We do.
And when we fail to do it, that's sin, y'all.
That's it. That's it.
It's amazing. If you read on up around from verse 13 on down, it talks about boasting and worrying about tomorrow. If you read in James chapter 4.
Yeah.
Boasting about tomorrow. Arrogance get us in trouble. See, it is arrogant to fail multiple times and still say, I can do this my way.
That's right. That's right.
That is arrogance with no merit.
No man.
What I mean by that, typically, people who are arrogant have a reason for their arrogance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Muhammad Ali was arrogant.
Yeah. Yeah.
He would tell them before the fight, I'm going to knock you out in 8 rounds.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what he told George Foreman.
Yeah.
He said, you know what? I'm going to knock you out in an 8 round.
Right. Yeah.
And you know what happened?
Yeah.
He knocked him out in the 8th round. But he told him that before the fight.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson used to say, you know what?
Yeah.
This is going to last about 90 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It was almost at toward the end. We didn't want to pay for pay-per-view because you knew it wasn't going to make it past the first round.
Right.
And Mike knocked him out. He was arrogant.
Yeah.
But he could back it up. That's what I mean by that.
That's
Yes.
right.
We can't back it up.
And back it up.
You know,
And back it up.
I ain't got to work the program. I can do this. Now, what exactly are you basing that on? Since I know your history.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, when you ain't got no history, you ought to be humble.
Yes. Yes.
I found this out a long time ago. If we don't enter into the program through Humility Boulevard,
Yeah.
we will have to go through Humiliation Avenue.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sometimes you got to be humiliated into humility.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about in here, I'm talking about out there. See, I got humiliated because my head was hard.
Yeah.
So I had to keep going through humiliating experiences.
Yeah.
Till I finally got tired and said, okay, this time I'll mind.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever y'all tell me to do. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it took a whole bunch of humiliation
That's
for me.
right. That's right.
Now, it shouldn't have had to do that, you know, because I thought I was a little more wiser than that, you know how we lie on our applications,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a fast learner. I catch on quickly,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
work well with minimal supervision. You know how we put all that on our resume? No, you're lying. I ain't gonna do what you say unless you watching me and standing over me.
Yeah.
But we probably wouldn't get the job if we told the truth, huh?
Yeah.
You put that on your resume, they'd be like, no, I don't feel like wrestling with you. That's funny.
That's right.
There are consequences to sin.
My.
The first consequence to sin is it isolates. It isolates. Sin isolates. In the first sin that happened in the garden,
Yeah.
the first thing Adam and Eve done is went and hid.
Yeah.
They went and hid.
Yeah.
And when we started to sin, we stopped going around people, don't we?
Yeah.
We started to hide.
Yeah.
We become ashamed.
That's right.
And then it hinders, y'all.
Yeah.
Sin hinders.
Yeah.
And the arrogance hinders. It hinders our progress. That's why we're stuck into this same place we've been in for years. As I've said over and over, God does not believe in social promotion.
All right.
We think we can be good enough or sweet enough, and He just gonna promote us and say, all right, you have suffered enough. We're gonna move you to the next grade. That's not how it works.
That's right.
You're gonna have to learn this lesson,
That's right.
or it's gonna continue to hold you back.
Oh, yeah.
It ain't cute being 52 years old or 32 or 22 in the first grade.
First grade.
You would think something, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
What grade you in?
Yeah.
In the 7th? See, if I was in the 7th grade with you, you'd be like, they have a word for that, don't they? We'll clean it up. He a little slow. Him special.
Yeah. Exactly.
Huh?
Respect.
Spec?
Yeah.
That's what they call it today?
Yeah.
What's that short for? Special? So, you know what we are in here, y'all? Spec. Because we are still trying to learn the lesson we should have learned a long time ago. We are spec.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the youngsters can put some names on it. No, I'm old. I didn't even know what that meant. Y'all trying to help me like, man, that's short for special. Thirdly, it kills. It kills.
That's right.
It kills.
That's right.
Now, I know it says jails, institutions, and death, and y'all say, oh my, and all that stuff. But guess what I found out? That we rarely die.
Yeah.
We keep living, and that's the bad part. But our life dies. Our relationship dies. Our hope dies. Our aspiration dies. That's what dies.
Yeah.
Not us. Yeah, we keep living.
Yeah.
We just kill everybody around us.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's what happened.
That's right.
We don't die. We kill our relationship. We kill people emotionally.
Yes.
We kill our hope.
Yeah.
Rick Warren says it like this. When he talks about hope, he says that we can go about 21 days without food. The brain can go about 60 seconds without oxygen. But we can't go 1 second without hope.
I know.
And we self-destruct.
Wow.
And while we're using, we lose hope. I did.
Yeah.
I lost hope.
Yeah.
I went up to the Dallas Life Foundation this morning to share my story. And I was telling them that that's what had happened to me. That's why I lived at the homeless shelter for 8 months, because I stopped fighting.
Yeah.
I stopped fighting because I had lost hope. I just decided at 28 years old, I was going to be homeless for the rest of my life. It just seems like it took too much effort to try again. And I was scared to try because I didn't want to put a bunch of effort in and fail. That would really take me out. So at least if I didn't try real hard, that would be the reason why. And so I lived like that for 8 months.
Wow.
You know? And I met a couple of people up there. They were saying, man, I was up there when you was up there. I said, oh my God. That was in 1989. This 2017. They still there.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? There is still hope because you keep waking up. God still has a plan for you.
Yeah.
Boy, but 28 years of homelessness has to be hard.
Oh yeah.
Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to this simple program. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not give themselves to this simple program. Those who do not recover.
Yeah.
So if you ever wonder why don't I recover? Or family members, why don't my loved one get clean and stay clean?
Yeah.
It's real simple. Because they don't completely give themselves to this simple program. That's why. It ain't that complicated.
That's right.
You know. Now if they got some medical and emotional issues, you may need to spend a whole bunch of money sending them to some places to get them checked out. And if they halfway sane, ain't nothing wrong with them if they just won't try.
Yeah.
They just won't completely give themselves
That's it.
to the program. That's it.
That's it.
Because if they did, they would stay clean.
That's right.
Then it talks about there's two kinds of people. There are will nots and there are can-nots. And will not or cannot.
That's right.
Can-nots are people who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. We're just will nots. We just will not do what we have been told to do with some consistency. We won't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
But guess what? We done heard that from way down here. I used to hear that when I was little. Boy, you just won't mind. You ever heard that, Richard, when you were little?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Sister, you ever heard that when you were little?
Remember that.
Boy, I wish I could have turned the camera on. Boy, I have a whole bunch to say, but I can't say it.
We'll have to ask my mom.
Because they said if it ain't no peace, ain't no peace.
And no peace.
And brother, we want some peace, right?
Yeah.
Because they say it's better to be on the roof, on the corner at midday, than to be in the house with a woman scorned. Yeah, what they say.
Yeah.
Oh, the Bible says.
That's what it says.
Amen.
That's what it says.
So you ride by and see a brother sitting on the corner of the house
Yeah.
in the hot sun. Brothers, we'll understand, won't we? We'll be like, man, I understand. It must be hot on the inside than it is up there. Brother, I understand. Yeah. We done all been in a house where it was hot, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Some of y'all who don't have y'all mate here,
Yeah.
you know, all of us that got our mate here is cool on the inside all the time. So we really don't understand what that means. Matthew 13:21 says, but he doesn't have much depth in his life, and the seeds don't root very deeply. And after a while, when trouble comes or persecution begins, because of his beliefs, his enthusiasm fades, and he drops out. Now, this is the parable of the sower.
Yeah.
And what it's talking about is that we won't stay still and we won't stay planted long enough for us to get some root. And then when trouble comes or persecution comes, we drop out. We need to prepare for trouble.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean bad stuff. That just means life, y'all.
That's right.
I was telling the people at the foundation this morning that God's prescription for growth is opposition and pressure and trouble. When God get ready to bless you, he tests you first.
Yeah.
Satan tempts, God tests.
That's it.
Because he don't want to promote you into a position that you're not ready for.
That's right.
That wouldn't be a good, loving God, right?
That's right.
To put you in a position that you're not ready for you to crash and burn.
Right.
That's not loving.
That's right.
You know, when I first got my car, people was asking me, you let your son drive your pet? I'm like, no, I did not. And I will not. Because he a little spat.
Yeah.
All 16 and 17-year-olds are a little speck.
Yeah.
And they probably shouldn't be driving a car that'll go 200 miles an hour, right? Just think about it. When you were 16 and you got in a car and the speedometer said 200, would you try it? Just I want to see the people who would just at least got to punch it. Yeah, that's why they do it. You should have raised your hand. You're going to be on a tricycle. They're going to be like, oh, no. You need a horse and a buggy. And so that's why, because I didn't want to put him in a position
Yeah.
where I know he wasn't emotionally ready.
Yeah.
Because, you know, my people fooled around him and bought me a sports car when I was his age. And I made it do all of it.
Yeah.
And that's why I understood that God takes care of old people and I wouldn't know. You know, and so we have to understand, y'all, that just because trouble is coming, a lot of times that means that God is preparing to use me.
Yeah.
Now, it's a difference between consequences and preparation. Just because God forgives us doesn't mean that we don't have to suffer the consequences of our actions.
That's right.
And I used the illustration this morning in class that if you loan me some money and I don't pay you back, and I come again and ask you for some money and you loan it to me again, and you say, you know what, brother, I forgive you and I forgive your debt. Then I come the third time and you say, no, I'm not giving you no more money. And I say, I thought you forgave me. So I did forgive you. But that don't mean I got to keep giving you my money. See, I can forgive you and not give you no more money. Or I can forgive you and not fool with you no more. See, we think forgiveness means that we are put back into the rightful position. Well, we're not God. And even God allows us to go through the consequences of our actions. And so a lot of times we'll be going through consequences for stuff we've done, and then we'll say, you know what, I'm being persecuted by the Lord. No, you're just suffering consequences. That's all it is. And And it takes us a while to get through the wreckage of our past.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes years
Yeah.
to get through the wreckage of our past. You done that. You earned that 500 credit score. Yeah.
That's right.
It don't just, oh, Lord, forgive me and my credit score, and your credit score go from 400 to 800 just because God forgave you. No, you still got 400 credit score. Y'all got it?
Yeah. Got it.
You got to go through consequences.
That's right.
But we got to learn to go through that persecution. And we can't let our enthusiasm fade.
My.
You know, when we first get this thing called recovery, or we first, let me say it this way, y'all can maybe relate to this. You remember when you fell in love for the very first time?
Oh yeah.
Just everybody think back.
Yeah.
Remember how that felt?
Yeah.
You sleep? No, you sleep. You hang up first. No, you hang up.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Where you couldn't eat, where you couldn't sleep,
Yeah.
you were just in love.
Yeah.
Remember that feeling?
Oh yeah.
You know, some of y'all may have to think back a little further than us.
Yeah.
Tell y'all a true story, y'all. When I first met my wife, she lived in Garland. I lived in Duncanville. She drove all the way over there just to get a good night kiss.
That is not true. That is not true. The other way around.
Or it may have been the other way around. I may be Man, why you didn't let the tape say that? That would have been so good on tape. They'd have been saying, that brother got some sweet sugar. Yeah, sure would have. There are three things that stop you from completely giving yourself to recovery. The first one is willingness.
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 Yeah.
It talks about that there are three spiritual principles in the program.
Yeah.
Honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness, right?
Yeah.
And y'all, you know what? We just are not willing to do the program.
Yeah.
The first thing that we got to become is just willing, y'all.
That's it. That's it.
In the 12 by 12 in step 1, it says, under the lash of alcoholism, we were driven into AA.
That's right.
It says, then and only then do we realize the fatal nature of our situation.
Yeah.
Then we become as willing as the dying can be.
That's right.
That's the kind of willingness I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that dying willingness.
Yeah.
See, when you are dying, that focuses you. You know, that's why the older you get, the less you start to worry about a whole bunch of trivial things.
Yeah.
Those of us who done aged a little bit, you don't worry about a lot of the things that you used to worry about when you were young.
Right.
You know, it becomes less important. Why? Because you start to focus a little bit more, because you know that it's more years behind you than it is before you. So the closer we get, the less we worry.
I believe it.
You know? And a dying man don't worry about a whole bunch of stuff.
That's right.
And so when we get that type of willingness, you know, we start to say, you know what, I'm not worrying about a whole bunch of stuff. I just want to stay clean.
Yeah.
I'll worry about the rest of that stuff later on. But right now,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to stay clean.
That's it.
Because I figured out that my problem was not all that other stuff. My problem wasn't a woman. My problem wasn't a job. My problem wasn't a place to stay. My problem wasn't a car. My problem wasn't kids. My problem was I couldn't stay clean. If I could stay clean, I could work the rest of that stuff out.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I know how to get stuff.
Yeah.
I just don't know how to keep stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Tell you another country saying this old man told me, he said, boy, you a good catch dog, you just can't trim. You a good catch dog, you just can't trim.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hunting metaphor.
Yeah.
He was saying, man, you can get a girlfriend,
Yeah.
but you just can't seem to keep them.
Yeah.
That's what treeing them mean. When you run that possum up that tree, you know, tree him, and then you shoot him, and you bring him on home.
Oh.
I could catch him,
Yeah.
I just couldn't tree him.
Oh my goodness.
Because I could talk my way in and talk my way out in the same conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brother, some of us need to learn when to shut up.
Yeah.
Some of y'all women, they might have done that. He will be talking and it be going really well, and he say one more thing, and you be like, if you'd have just shut up. You ever do that? Yeah, talk his way in and out in the same conversation. Yeah, we gotta learn to shut up, man.
Yeah. You're right.
I'm still learning that. I mess up sometime too. It be going real well, and I'll just say that one last thing and kill the whole situation. Be like, man, I should have shut up. I'm practicing though. They call it the power of the pause. What's the matter here?
Wow.
It's power, man. You don't want to shut up? Then I'd be sitting around and saying, man, if I just wouldn't have said that, we wouldn't be arguing. But it was just that last thing. Because I think if I don't say it, I'm going to bust. Ain't y'all ever felt like that? I just got to say it. Or I'm going to bust. I heard a doctor, she was right here in this room. She said that you can actually bust if you don't get it off your chest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's a medical doctor. She actually is my wife doctor. And she said that, didn't she?
She agreed with you.
And she's a real doctor.
Yeah. Yeah.
The next one is faith, y'all.
Hey.
Faith. The Bible says faith, it said, now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. My pastor says that faith makes the future present and makes the unseen seen. And so it's hard for me to work the program if I don't believe that I'm going to stay clean. You see what I'm saying? We got to get that hope back. You know, it's hard to go to 90 meetings in 90 days and call your sponsor and work the steps. And they saying don't get into a meaningful relationship for a year and all that kind of stuff. I want to know why. Why am I doing this? That used to be my big word. You know, I was like a little kid. Why? Now, why am I doing this? Explain this to me. Why? That don't make sense.
Right.
And so I had to get some faith to believe that this thing would work, that I could actually stay clean. And once I believed that I could stay clean, then I could go on and put all that effort into it. You know. Thirdly, commitment. Oh, that's a cuss word there. Especially for men. Excuse my profanity. What word did he say? Commitment. Well, we don't like to commit, do we?
No.
It ain't just a gender thing. Addicts, it's hard for us to commit. Because we quit everything. Why? It has to be going my way.
Right.
And if it ain't going my way, I quit. If it don't look like I'm going to win, I'm going to take my ball and go home.
That's right.
That's what I used to do. shoot, if it looked like I was losing, I would take my ball and I would go home. Ain't nobody gonna play. You know, I was the only child and my mom would buy me stuff, so I always had the ball, you know. So if I don't get picked, nobody gets to play. Even when the big boys would play, they'll shoot the ball and hit the rebound. I was fast too. I catch it out there and run on. I'm gonna stop this game. Because if you don't pick me, nobody gonna play. Yeah. Addicts are selfish people.
That's right. That's right.
We are.
That's right.
We're arrogant, we're self-righteous, we're egotistical in the extreme, the book says.
Are you talking about my son?
No, he's not like that. I'm only talking about me. They say you're supposed to speak in I form instead of we. So I'm talking about me. But if y'all can identify, then, you know, this is what they say. If you spot it, you got it. You spot it, you got it. And so we have to realize that commitment is not a bad word. We have to learn how to stay with something even when it's not going our way. You see what I'm saying? I had to learn that, you know what, I had to get on a job and stay on a job. It became important for me to sign a lease and stay there until the lease was over. You know, why they left so many cars on the side of the road? You know, I know all these people. If that car stopped running, I'll leave that car right where it is and go on and get me another car. Man, what happened to that car? Man, that car stopped running. I ain't gonna be paying no car note on no car that ain't running. Shoot. But man, you signed, you made a commitment. Man, forget that. I'm gonna give me another car.
Yes, sir.
Y'all don't do that?
Oh, yes,
I ain't talking about y'all earth people. I'm talking about, you know, come on now.
Oh, yeah.
You know we'll quit when stuff don't go our way.
That's right.
My favorite saying used to be this: forget you and the horse you rode in on. That's when I was through. When I say that, forget you and the horse you rode in on. You got to be old and country to know what that means, but y'all know it's over, don't you?
Yeah.
You know when you hear that it's over, right? You don't really know what the horse that you rode in on, but you know it's over. Yeah, I'm out of here. And forget you and the horse you rode in on. But I learned, y'all, that it's about commitment. And stuff don't really always go my way, but I got to stick to it. And understand that it will progressively get better if I stick to it.
Yeah.
And I got to stick to it even when it don't look like it's going my way.
That's right.
You know, a lot of time, you know, we'll get a brother like Alex over there whom God just done shined on and he making a whole bunch of money and life just done turned real good for him and all of that. And you'll be another brother and you'll be like, it ain't happening like that for me. And you'll want to quit because you'll think that that's the way it's supposed to happen for everybody. It don't, y'all.
That's right.
I was the last brother to get everything around here. And that hurt my feelings because I already talked about arrogance. And I thought I was halfway cute. And I couldn't get a girlfriend. And some of these other jokers who I thought was less than me could get a girlfriend. I'm like, man, what's going on? Do they not see this? I couldn't get a job. I couldn't get a car. And everybody was moving a lot quicker in this process than me. And one of the deacons told me, he said, Bussy, there is a scripture that says that the race is not given to the swift nor the strong, but given to the one that endures to the end. You're going to have to learn to endure, son. Maybe you're not receiving these things because God said you're not ready. Wait your turn. And that's a hard thing to do when you watch somebody, when God bless people all around you, and you like, man, whoa. It starts making you have self-doubt, or make you resentful at God. You know, that's what it done for me. I'm like, man, God, you know, come on. Why I can't get these things? And I learned that, you know what? I can't make God move no faster than he gonna move. He wasn't my mama. He wasn't moved by my temper tantrums. See, I throw temper tantrums, and so do y'all. See, relapsing is a temper tantrum. I'll fix you. That's equivalent to being two, laying and kicking and screaming in the supermarket store. That's what a relapse is. And family members, you got to learn to do what you do with a 2-year-old. Just ignore them. I started to look for this YouTube clip that I seen a few months ago of this little baby. This little baby would trail his mom into the kitchen and lay on the floor and start crying. And the mama would walk into the living room. The baby would get up and walk to the living room and get her attention and fall out on the floor. And she just walked to, he just kept following her everywhere she went because it was trying to get some attention. Y'all see that? That baby was trying to get some attention. But that mama was like, you know what? I'm not moved by your temper tantrum. She just kept going on about her business. And finally, the baby got tired and went on about her business. You know? And sometimes that's what we got to do. That's what a relapse is. Ain't nothing but a temper tantrum.
That's right.
We just trying to get some attention.
That's right.
We got to learn to commit and understand that a temper tantrum at 2 may be kind of cute. A temper tantrum at 42 is something else. I don't know what the word is for it, but it ain't cute. Yeah. I still throw them sometimes. I just don't kick on the floor, but I'll pout and get mad. I do. Just be hungry, just mad. Don't do what I want to do. You know, there's some people in the room, so I can't share all the way.
I hear you.
Yeah. You gotta know your audience, y'all, when you're sharing. Sharing can get you in trouble. Because some people will actually hear stuff in the meeting and use it against you. That ever happened to y'all before? Yeah.
Or correct inaccuracies.
That's why it's a difference between an open meeting and a closed meeting. This is an open meeting, so you share differently. So Monday when we have a closed meeting, I'll share.
That's right.
The program of recovery is simple. We complicate it. We need to do, check this out, y'all. What we're told, how we're told, when we're told. That's the way the program works. I need to do what I'm told, when I'm told, how I'm told. My mama used to say it like this. Boy, when I say jump, you just need to ask how high. God almighty.
That's right.
Just ask me how high. Other than that, don't be asking me no questions.
That's right.
That's the way the program is. We tried to figure this program out, and you can't figure it out. You just need to do what you told, when you told, how you told. I was talking to a brother this morning. I said, man, go get the guys and take them down there and help the brothers, help the people do the Easter egg hunt. And he went out there and started smoking and meandering around. I said, man, what happened? He said, I was thinking. Brother, go get the men, tell them to go down there and help. What are you thinking got to do with that? See, everything ain't a thinking job.
That's right.
Herman says, I can't think my way in the right living. I got to live my way in the right thinking.
That's right. That's right.
You know, I get in my head and I go to thinking and trying to figure stuff out, and that's what messes it up. I don't need to be thinking. I just need to do what I'm told.
That's right.
Go over there and shut up and sit down. Be like, what exactly do that mean? I wonder what he meant when he said it. No, just go over there and shut up and sit down.
Yeah.
That's what worked for me, y'all. That's how I got 24 years.
Yeah.
I got so tired that I said that, you know what? I am just going to do what these people tell me to do. When they say do it,
Yep.
how they say do it, and leave the results up to God.
Yeah.
Because I done tried my way, and it didn't work. And so, you know what? I'm just going to try it this way.
Yeah.
Reverend Shelley used to tell us like this. He said, give yourself 1 year.
That's right.
Just do everything that they tell you to do in the program for 1 year. And then measure that against what you used to have. And if what you're doing this year ain't better than what you were getting, go back to it.
Go back to it. Yeah.
But when I started doing what somebody else said, I stopped smoking crack.
Yeah.
I stopped going to the penitentiary. I stopped sleeping in homeless shelters. And all I learned to do is to do what I was told, when I was told, how I was told. We're supposed to learn that when we was little.
That's right.
Y'all, we think our way into the dope house, into the liquor store.
Yeah.
Don't think your way into the dope house.
Yeah.
Because we be trying to figure it out. We try to find an easier, that's next week though, an easier, softer way.
Yeah.
You know,
That's it.
it got to be another way. This got to be too much. No, just do what you're told, when you're told, how you're told. That ain't that deep, is it? It's a shame that we done wasted all these years simply because we wouldn't do what we was told, when we was told, how we was told. And all the time, you don't even get to ask what that means and all that stuff. Just do it. Ain't that what the Nike shoes say? Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Do it. I'm a rapper. In my own mind. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves, they're such in fault. They're such unfortunates, I'm sorry. They're not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. The antidote to our disease, y'all, in closing, is just honesty.
Yeah.
Honesty.
Yeah.
I just got to get honest with myself and others. I got to learn to tell the truth.
Yeah.
We'll lie for no good reason. You know that? Man, I got so used to lying, it took me a while to distinguish whether some of those lies were true or whether they, I had made that up. Because a brother can stick to a story.
Yeah.
Wasn't me.